guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to show you guys how I made this adorable 3-tiered tray. I painted this tray to look like galvanized tin, and then I also made a couple of DIYs so that I could decorate my tray. Everything you see is from Dollartree, so if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, please stay tuned and keep watching. So first I'm going to show you how I made this 3-tiered tray. You're going to need a pizza pan, a pie pan, and then a cake pan. You'll also need some candlesticks, some jute twine. And to get the galvanized look, I think it's best if you used these makeup sponges from Dollartree. And I decided to use black chalk paint. You could use acrylic. I don't know how it would end up, but I used black chalk paint, which was in the color ink. I also used elephant chalk paint and then white. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color the entire tray black. I'm going to paint it black. And like I said, I did end up using the chalk paint. And this is my first time trying to get the galvanized tin look using paint. So depending on how dark you want your galvanized metal to look, that's what you want your base coat to be. I was just messing around, and so that's why I painted it black first. But if you didn't like the dark look of the galvanized tin, you could definitely use gray or silver. Once I had it coated in the black chalk paint, I went in with the elephant color. And all I'm doing is I'm basically just dabbing that color over the black. And then every once in a while, I'll mix the two colors together. And once I have it fully coated, I'm going to go in with my white. And I did learn that it was a little bit easier to kind of mix all three colors together on your sponge and then dab it. This actually took quite a while to get the look that I wanted. It took a lot of dabbing and it took probably about, I'm going to say 15 to 20 minutes. Eventually I learned that in order to coat it, just use one of these kinds of brushes. It's going to go so much faster. So what I did is I just covered the next pan in the chalk paint using a bigger sponge brush. And using the same method, I just painted all three of my pans. And this is how they turned out. I think they look very good considering I used makeup sponges, but I think they're probably the best bet if you want that galvanized look. All you have to do is you just dab to get the effect that you want. It takes practice. It's kind of a trial and error. And again, if you didn't like that darker look, you can definitely use a silver or a gray. Now I had these candlesticks from a previous project. They had already been painted white, and they did have some chips in them, which I will go back and touch up with the white paint. But I didn't want to leave them plain, so I did wrap some jute twine around the bottom, around the base of the candlestick. And every point of the candlestick you are going to want to add some hot glue in order for it to stay, because it was kind of harder to wrap the bottom of the candlestick than it was to wrap the top part. So just using hot glue, make sure it'll stay in place. Once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping the top. Like I said, it's much easier to wrap the top. And that's what it looks like. I did wrap it about 3 times. And now I'm going to go ahead and wrap the top. Just put my hot glue. And this one is a lot easier because you can just wrap it a couple times and then push up and hot glue where you feel there needs to be hot glue. But I definitely wanted this tray to look farmhouse, and I wanted to add some touches to the candlestick. I didn't think that it looked good just plain white, and that's why I decided to use the jute twine. But You can get really creative. You can use whatever candlestick you would like. They have different candlesticks at Dollar Tree. You don't have to use these ones. But this is how the candlestick turned out. I absolutely love it, and I feel like it gives it the look that I was going for. So I'm going to do that to both of my candlesticks. And you can either put your candlesticks with the top facing down. That would actually give you more room to decorate your tray. But I decided to do it this way because I thought it looked better. So I'm just going to go ahead and use some hot glue. And if you want a more permanent hold, I would definitely recommend using E6000. I didn't actually have any on hand, so I'm just using hot glue for now. But you want to try to get that as dead center and middle as possible. And then you want to use your pie pan for the second tier, and then your cake pan for the top tier. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that in place, and I'm going to set that over to the side, and I'm going to start on the DIYs that I want to do in order to decorate my tray. I'm going to take this tinsel bunny head and I'm going to unravel it. I'm going to take all that tinsel off. And then you will be left with this wire. Well, it's a plastic form, and it's going to come apart. So what I did is I went ahead and I put some hot glue there, and I just glued it together so it wouldn't come apart. So you can see here, now I have a little bunny head, and I'm just going to go ahead and cover it with this moss that you can get at Dollar Tree. I would recommend putting it in some type of bowl or dish because it is very messy to work with. And for this project, I decided to cut it up a little bit more and make it a little bit more fine before I started adding it to my bunny head. And this part's really easy, you guys. All you want to do is add some hot glue and then put some moss. And you can either do just the front or you can cover the whole bunny. I decided to do the front and the back. And I used almost a whole bag of this moss covering the front and the back, and this is how it turned out. I love it. I think it's really cute. Again, I thought about leaving it with just one side, but I did in the end decide to cover both. Now what you want to do is you want to just go ahead and trim it up, cut it down a little bit. And for the next one, we're just going to make a little nest. And I figured this would be really cute. These little glass bowls, they come in a 4-pack. And I actually found them in the candle section, I believe. And for my nest, I'm going to be using the Spanish moss. And like I said in another video, I think it's so much easier to go ahead and cut the moss instead of having to try and rip it apart because it makes a mess and it's really hard. So I'm just going to take my pieces of moss and I'm going to glue the moss around the top edge of the bowl, kind of wrapping it around the top. And then once I have that top piece covered, I'm going to go in with some more hot glue and then just hot glue all of those sides down to give it more shape. And you don't have to use a glass bowl. You could use whatever bowl you'd like. You don't even really need a bowl. You could probably just form out the nest without one. I just wanted it to have more of a shape, and I wanted it to be able to sit perfectly on my tray. So now I'm going to take these glitter eggs. You can get them in, I think they're a 12-pack. And I'm just going to paint these white. Now these weren't really the best because some of them were really bumpy and they were really glittery, and yeah, they turned out okay, but If you're going to be doing this DIY and you're going to be making a nest and painting those little eggs, I would recommend trying to find the ones in the package that are the smoothest. So now I'm going to take this wall hanging decor piece, and I just want him from this. I take the little bunny off because he's all I want, and I'm going to go ahead and sand it down. It comes off really easy. It's just held on by tape and ribbon. So I'm going to paint him white. I thought he would be cute white. And then for the finishing touch, I'm actually going to go ahead and take some of this lace ribbon that you can get at Dollartree. This is just a scrap piece that I had laying around. I'm going to tie a bow. And then I'm going to hot glue it onto my bunny. You can leave the ends long. I decided to cut mine a little bit down at an angle. And there is a really cute little bunny with an adorable lace bow. And also, you guys, with that nest, I decided to add one of these, I guess you would call it an origami or geometric bird that I picked up at Dollar Tree. It is ceramic. And there is my moss bunny head, topiary. I love that bunny head so much. It's the perfect form. And then I'm going to put my little white bunny up there with him. And now I'm basically just going to decorate my tray. So for the second tier, I decided to just take my remaining Spanish moss and I just filled the entire tray up with that. This is completely optional. You guys can decorate your tray however you would like. And now I'm going to take this little white bunny that you can get in, it's a painting set. I went ahead and I removed the little hook at the top of his head. I think he is so cute just the way he is. And now I'm going to take some twine carrots and I'm just going to place them throughout the second tier. Now, just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and add a succulent. You definitely don't have to do that. Like I said, you can decorate it however you would like. Now I'm going to take this Happy Easter sign. I love this sign so much, and I thought that the carrots would be perfect and they would match my carrots that I have on my tray. So I took the 2 carrots off, the ones that say Happy Easter, and I'm going to go ahead and hot glue them together. And I only used a little bit of hot glue, enough to make them stick, but not enough to make that permanent, just in case I decide that I want to use these for a different DIY. And now basically what I want to do is I want to make a stand. So because I want this piece to stand up on my tray, I'm going to use some tumbling tower blocks and I'm going to go ahead and just hot glue them to the bottom. And that's going to create a little stand so that you can just set it right there on the bottom part of your tray. And I love it because it goes so well with the twine carrots. I really wanted this tray to have a farmhouse feel. And overall, I love how it turned out. I love the little nest and the bird and the eggs. I love the bunny with the carrots. And I really love the bunny head topiary. I just think this tray looks really good. And it's really easy to galvanize, to get that galvanized look. It does take some time, but I promise by the 3rd tray you will have it down and you will know what you're doing. I hope this video gave you some inspiration. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.